detail for TV headlines. Governor Oyetola presents 1.156 billion naira bond certificate to Osun retirees. Tinubu waits into Oyo APC crisis. Troops recover arms, arrest foreign terrorist informants. WHO says COVID deaths in Africa to fall by 94% in 2022. Now the news in full. In line with its avowed commitment to the welfare of retirees in Osun, Governor Adeboye Oyetola has presented bond certificates worth 1.156 billion naira to another set of pensioners in the state. All the 162 retirees, comprising primary school teachers, local government staff, and those in core civil service, parastatals, and state-owned tertiary institutions, expressed joy over the bond certificate presented to them. A breakdown shows that 93 retirees from local government service and primary schools were presented 656 million naira, 304,000 naira bond certificate, while 69 retirees from the core civil service, parastatals, and tertiary institutions got a total of 500 million naira bond certificate. Speaking during the bond presentation ceremony, which held at the Multipurpose Hall, Local Government Service Commission, State Government Secretariat, Abere, Governor Oyetola disclosed that his administration has so far expended over 43 billion naira on payment of pensions. He maintained that despite the limited resources available to the state government, his administration had continued to fulfill the monthly obligation and irrevocably committed to the payment of pensions and gratitude of retirees under the old pension scheme. The governor expressed gratitude to the workers, most importantly, the organized labor, for their unalloyed support and high sense of understanding towards the responsibility of the old gamut of pension matters in the state. Earlier, the Permanent Secretary, Bureau of Local Government Staff Pension, Mr. Kayode Akpolabi, said the contributory pension scheme under the administration of Governor Oyetola had recorded many achievements, including regular remittances into employees' retirement savings account, funding of the accrued right account, and settlement of the death benefits of deceased contributors. Also speaking, the state chairman, Nigeria Labour Congress NLC, Comrade Jacob Adekomi, and state chairman, Nigeria Union of Teachers NUT, lauded Governor Oyetola for his tremendous support for workers in the state, noting that the feat was a clear manifestation of the love the governor has for teachers and the teaching profession. In the meantime, the senator representing Osun Central Senatorial District at the National Assembly, Dr. Ajibola Bashir, has commended Governor Adeboye Oyetola for being workers-friendly in the state, considering his programs and policies aims at giving them a sense of belonging. Senator Ajibola Bashir gave the commendation while exchanging views with OSBC News on the premise of signing bond certificates for teachers and civil servants in the state. According to him, for Governor Oyetola to append a signature on the bond in question, it was part of the fulfillment of the state's outbound to always be there for the public sector and the generality of the public. The Director General of Oyetola Re-election Campaign Council maintained that the state governor has been consistent, most importantly in redeeming his pledges towards the pensioners' arrears and prompt payment of civil servants' salary in the state. Senator Ajibola Bashir recalled that the more than 3.5 years of his administration, Governor Adeboye Oyetola has recorded no industrial action in the state. The national leader of the All Progressives Congress APC and one of the presidential aspirants of the party, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, has waded into crisis within Oyo State chapter of the party, urging Senator Teslim Bolari, the party flag bearer, to reconcile all the agreed party leaders and members in no distance time. Asiwaju Tinubu, who addressed 99 Oyo State Party delegates in Ibadan, told Senator Folarin that governorship election is not a child play, hence the need to visit the aggrieved party leaders' houses even at midnight to reconcile and forge unite ahead of general elections. It would be recalled that Folarin, representing Oyo Central Senatorial District, polled 954 votes as the primaries to defeat his closest rival, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, fondly called Limits. A court of appeal in Abuja has affirmed Omoyele Sowore as the national chairman of the African Action Congress. The court held that a 2019 judgment by the High Court which served Sowore as the party's chairman was out of its jurisdiction, adding that it was an internal affair. It would be recalled that in 2019, the High Court in the judgment delivered by Justice Ian Eko said it was satisfied that Sowore, who was the presidential flag bearer of the AAC, was validly suspended by the National Executive Committee of the party. However, the appellate court nullified the judgment, affirmed Sowore as the national chairman as against one Lunad Izenwa, and subsequently awarded a sum of 200,000 naira to the applicants. The suspended Accountant General of the Federation, Mr. Idris Ahmed, has been released by the EFCC after he was arrested for his alleged involvement in a 174 billion naira fraud. The EFCC spokesperson, Wilson Iwadure, who confirmed this, explained that Idris was released on bail from the custody of the anti-graft agency in Abuja and has been reunited with his family. It would be recalled that Idris was nabbed by operatives of the EFCC on the 16th of last month in connection with a series of frauds that was initially thought to be 84 billion. 3 days after his arrest, he was suspended by the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, to enable him to face his probe. It was learned that during questioning, Idris mentioned names, companies, and huge amount of money which is currently under probe. He also made professional statements and provided traces of funds, withdrawals and deposits in local and foreign currencies, which led to the arrest of the former governor of Zamfara State, Abdulaziz Yari, and the chairman and managing director of Finance Professional, Anthony Yaro, by the EFCC last week. This is the news at dawn. Coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Ileriye Okebali Osogbo, Voice of the West. Now amid news message. Democracy is the government of the people. Hence, the place of the people in a constitutional democracy should not be taken for granted. Be guided while in power. A federal high court in Abuja has scheduled hearing for today in the extradition proceedings initiated against suspended Assistant Commissioner of Police ACP Abakari by the federal government. Justice Ian Eko chose the date to enable the Attorney General of the Federation AGF file a formal response to Yari notice of primary objection challenging the competence of the extradition application filed by the AGF. The AGF appealed to the court for permission to surrender Yari to authorities of the United States in relation to alleged link with international fraud suspect Abbas Rahman, also known as Oshkopi. A 39-year-old man, Niyi Adeyemo, has accused his wife, Jumoke Bangola, who is 38, of beating him to pulp during a disagreement at a residence on along All Street, Ikoseketu, Lagos State. Adeyemo, who was said to be suffering from arthritis, was reportedly admitted to a hospital after the alleged assault. It was gathered that the marriage, which was consummated in 2018, hit the ropes in 2019. Adeyemo told newsmen his marriage crashed after his mother visited their home and his wife objected to it because she did not like his family members visiting him. He said his wife's demand for a divorce became intense when she returned from Dubai, United Arab Emirates, in January this year. The defense headquarters says troops of Operation Hidden Back in Borno State have recovered different arms and ammunition, arrested a foreigner who is a terrorist informant in Sokoto. The rescued no fewer than 100 family members of terrorists in the last 3 weeks. Speaking during a press briefing on an activities of troops, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Bernard Onyeko, noted that troops also recovered several arms and ammunition from the terrorists. He added that 3 of the rescued family members were women, saying 14 terrorists were killed, while 15 were arrested during one-off operations in Borno between 19th of last month and 2nd of this month. The World Health Organization (WHO) says deaths on the African continent from COVID-19 are expected to fall by nearly 94% in 2022 compared to last year, citing its own modeling. It added that the growth in the numbers is due to increased vaccination, improved pandemic response, and natural immunity from viral infections, according to data from the WHO African Office, which was published at the end of May. Africa had reported over 11.8 million confirmed COVID-19 cases and more than 250,000 deaths since the pandemic began. To end the news at dawn, here again are major points. In line with his avowed commitment to the welfare of the retirees in Osun, Governor Adegboyega Oyetola has presented one certificate worth 1.156 billion naira to another set of pensioners in the state. The national leader of the All Progressives Congress (APC) and one of the presidential aspirants of the party, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, has waded into crisis within Oyo State chapter of the party. The defense headquarters says troops of Operation Hidden Back in Borno State have recovered different arms and ammunition, arrested a foreigner who is a terrorist informant in Sokoto, and rescued no fewer than 100 family members of terrorists in the last 3 weeks. The World Health Organization (WHO) has announced that deaths on the African continent from COVID-19 are expected to fall by nearly 94% in 2022 compared to last year, citing its modeling. That was the news at dawn, edited by Lateef Agbola and delivered by Adetola Adegbite. In today's news talk, guest writer Michael Agbojo chronicles what brings about brain drain in the country